What's going on, guys? So in the last 7 days, I took a brand new dropshipping store, new product, new store, everything from $0 to over $1,300 a day consistently for the sole purpose of showing you guys that this is possible without a crazy budget or crazy strategy in 2025. And I gave myself a $500 budget and a 7-day time frame to make $1,000. And in this video, I want to do a complete case study on this entire brand and show you the product, the store, the ads, the strategies I used, and literally give you guys a copy paste template of how I did this so you can realize that this is actually not that complicated to do and you guys can get a little more motivation and learn how to do this yourself to hopefully get some results for your own business in the future. Now, I don't want to waste any more of your guys' time here. I'm just going to go ahead and start walking you guys through the process of how I did all of this. Now, first, obviously, the first thing I did to find this product was product research through validation. Now, there's a few different ways you can do product research. Obviously, you guys can just go on AliExpress, you can go on TikTok, you can use these softwares and find products that have gotten revenue in the past and that are winning. But the issue is a lot of these products are saturated. And to be completely honest with you, the products you guys are finding on these softwares like Mania, PP ads, etc., no hate to these companies, but these products are all saturated because they are literally made for people that want to do drop shipping. So people that see these products are going to be drop shipping them. And, in full honesty, I know this because I've done it in the past. The people that are really getting money with their products and really gaining a lot of revenue are paying these companies to take the products off so people don't copy them. And I know that because we've done it in the past. So I wouldn't recommend using those softwares. Now, validation is basically finding products and validating that you can fit them in the market. And it's not just by finding a product that works, it's by finding something that people have a problem with and figuring out a product that can solve that specific problem. Now, the way I did this was going through TikTok and going through normal problems. I was searching up weight loss. I was searching up hair loss. I was searching up insecurities, all these different things to validate a problem that people have, which eventually led me to finding out that men have a big problem with either receding hairlines, patchy beards, and wanting to look a lot more professional and to grow out a beard potentially without having a bunch of, patch spots or bald spots in it. And I ended up looking through that problem quite a while until I found this beard fill-in pin, basically a little marker you draw in your beard, and you can use a brush to make it look like your beard is fuller and it kind of blends into your hair, and was actually a really, really good product. And it solved a big problem, and I was sourcing this for about $1, which made it a really big no-brainer sell on this product. Now, the way I actually went ahead and validated this product was by taking the specific product that I found, the beard filler pen, and I went through and went to the Meta ads library. This product is probably going to be a little more saturated now, but I'll go ahead and show you guys real quick. If you go to the Meta ads library, you can sort by ads and see who's selling the same product as you. Now I'm just going to search in beard filler pen and just search that up, and we're going to see a rough estimate of how many people are running this product. But as you guys can see, there is only 8 total results of products being sold with this keyword. And as you guys can see, a lot of these are not very competitive. Now this is in Spanish, not even in my market. This is a really bad, image ad. And if we click on the website, as you can see, that's really not any competition at all because they're sending their customers and their viewers to a landing page, not even an individual product page, which meant there was a really big gap in the market for this product because it's a big problem, but not a lot of people were giving a solution to that problem, which means I can validate this product and sell it. So after I went ahead and found my product, I needed to make advertisements for it because obviously there wasn't that much images online that I could take from that were actually good quality. So I used AI to make images/statics. Now what a static is basically just a static image ad like what we saw before on the Meta ads library. But I wanted to take what was already there online through AliExpress and make it look a lot more professional and better, and ended up using AI for this process. Now, I've spent about 30 minutes on this picture using a little bit of ChatGPT, and this is a picture that I downloaded from Google. And as you can see, after using a little bit of AI, now this is what I was able to make it into. So from this to this, which looks 10 times more professional. And here, as you guys can see, this guy's beard is black. This guy's beard is like red. So I wanted to show you, how I actually go ahead and make it feel more realistic, because just looking at this, you can obviously tell it's not the same person and it's going to lose trust with the store. So I went ahead and cut out this guy's beard using the mask tool. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is just go to images, adjustments, and hue and saturation. And all you do is just drag the saturation down. And as you can see, it makes the guy's beard black. Then we'll go back and go to contrast up the contrast so, it doesn't turn into gray. It actually feels more like full and black, because now looking at it, this looks very high quality to me. Same color shirt. You can see the product, this is my brand name that I created called Lineup. And that's what I'm going to go ahead and use for the entire media section on the store. And after that, I ended up making about 3 to 4 images using AI of showing the bundle, of showing the product, and making it look really cool on that rock. And after that, it kind of left me with a lot of extra time to work throughout the day, which was saving a lot of time in that 7-day time frame. Because if you guys aren't using AI, you definitely should be, because it is extremely powerful now for actually growing a business. Now, once you have your images, obviously, and your media for your product, you have to make ads. And for this, I wanted to use UGC. That is user-generated content. And what UGC means is basically feeling like a person filming a review with your product with their iPhone, and not just a salesy ad, because that's just never going to get you results anymore. It's something that worked in 2019, maybe 2020, but now user-generated content is definitely the method for this product. Now, what I did for this product, and what I highly recommend you guys do as well, is repurpose content. Now, with repurposing content, basically, it's similar to what we did with AI, is we're going to be taking stuff that worked online and past ads and stuff from TikTok, videos from TikTok, downloading those ads and repurposing them with our own content using an AI voiceover. Now, what I basically did for this was went on to TikTok, found about 3 to 5 viral product examples. And I downloaded all of these using a website called Snaptic, where you can download TikTok videos without any watermark, and ended up uploading those to my editor. I personally use Final Cut Pro, but for free, you guys can use CapCut or something similar, and created an AI voiceover using 11 Labs. Now, 11 Labs, you can just upload a script. It makes it text to speech and it sounds realistic. I overlaid that from my 3 to 5 viral ads, put my own captions on it, made my own videos with my own brand name, which I had called this product Lineup, and came out with a few really good advertisements that I'll go ahead and show you guys right here. Now, after I had this, I had to build a website, obviously. Now, when you guys are launching a store, you do not want to go out of order. You need to find your product first. Then you need to find images or create them, because you need to make sure there's actual content to make your store look good. Then you need to make your ads, because if you get stuck on any of these processes and you're not able to make ads, you're not able to make images, there's no point in spending hours making a website just to kill the product. Now, once you have all those done, once you have your ads, you're going to move on to building a website. Now, I use Shrine specifically for this. It's about a $300 theme, but I personally think it's way worth it. You guys can use something like Atlas if you guys don't want to spend a bunch of money up front. It's an AI store builder that makes things really easy to do for like 20 bucks. But I spent a couple hours building a high quality website that ended up looking really good, just showing how the product looked with my images, a quick couple description points, and overall just a simple website. Simple is much better than overcluttered when it comes to websites. Now, I spent that time building the website, which I kind of wanted to skip over all this because it doesn't really have anything to do with the success of the product, which then I ended up building a ad set. Now, when I'm running ads, basically what I do is a 1-1-5. This is how I launch my ads. Not 10, sorry. 1-1-5 campaign for ads. Now, basically what this means is you're going to be running one campaign. You're going to be running one ad set. And you are also going to be doing 5 individual creatives. Now, basically what this means is a campaign is, where the budget comes out of. I did this in CBO. So a $50 a day total budget over the campaign, which would lead to one ad set, which is just one group, just completely everything automatic, tracked, and built an audience by Facebook itself, which Advantage Plus has begun really good. So I don't really do any custom demographics anymore, which led me to the final step, 5 individual creatives. So I use that same repurposing content strategy with TikTok, 11 Labs, and put about 5 creatives in there that I made. And I let Facebook decide which one was the best to push the budget to, and found what was actually working, which eventually led me to making my first ever $100 day after about 2 days. Got my first sale literally within an hour of launching the ads. First sale just came in, boys. We might have a winner on our hands with this one. And after that, day 2 was something like $150. Then I ended up having about a $300 day. And, that wasn't just sunshine and rainbows from there. I was unprofitable after day 3, and that wasn't just because I was making $300 a day, because that sounds like good money for your third day running the store. But realistically, I was spending about $150 on ads. I was spending about $200 on fulfillment, whatever. I don't remember the exact numbers, but was unprofitable. And I realized I needed to bump my average order value and also increase my conversion rate quite a bit if I actually wanted to make this work and become profitable and scale this to $1,000 a day, right? So instead of giving up, which at this point, if you're unprofitable after 3 days and losing money after getting sales, it's going to be really unmotivating. And most people are going to give up or quit. Now, instead of giving up on the product, instead of quitting dropshipping, which I had to adapt. And that's what you guys need to learn as well. Is a big issue I see with a lot of my students is they're not willing to adapt and change things and willing to customize and really build within their business before something just dies and gives up on it because they weren't profitable after 2 or 3 days. Now, with adapting, I had to build something that was going to both raise my average order value as well as raise my conversion rate. Our biggest killer here is that our average order value is too low compared to the cost per sale, which included building a bundle. I was thinking I could sell something like a full hair growth kit with a derma roller, some type of hair growth essential oil, along with the hair fill-in pin, because now if that has a full bundle, people are getting that instant dopamine solution I talked about before with the pin to fix the problem cosmetically, but they're also going to be getting the derma roller and the essential oils, so they're getting a long-term problem that actually fixes the root cause. Then after I went ahead and built that entire bundle and raised my average order value by negotiating with suppliers and, trying to get a little bit of a lower cost per good sold. And after that was done, now I can scale because now my orders are profitable because I was doing that shipping protection, I was doing a bundle, and I was selling more than one product within that same offer, which led me to getting about a $20 profit per order because I raised my average order value from $25 to about $49. Which helped a lot, which let me do my 10% surf scale daily. Now, scaling is where a lot of people get confused. And this is what I wanted to make this video to go over is when people scale their products, they like to just bump budgets because you're excited. If you're making $500 a day and you're profitable, why not just bump your budget to $3,000 the next day and make $8,000 a day? Because in theory, that's what would work. But in reality, you're going to kill your product and you're going to lose a lot of money, which we don't want to do. So to keep this easy, because obviously Facebook has to optimize and they have to find your customers. And once you're becoming profitable, Facebook is finding those individual people that are going to give you sales. But if you guys are playing this risky and bump your budget a lot, you're going to end up losing money. Now, instead of that, you have to slowly bump your budget so Facebook can find those other customers slowly that are going to buy your product, which eventually will give you that ramp up that you want. But you do have to do this at a slower rate, which is why I do 10% surfing daily. What this means is you're going to raise budget by 10% each day you are profitable. Now, basically, it's literally as easy as it seems, right? So if your budget is $100, the next day you're going to raise that by 10% by doing $110 the next day, and so on. Every day you're profitable. Now, if there's a day where you scale, let's say to $100 or $200, let's say, you scale to $200, and that day you're losing money. Your ads go unprofitable. Your CPC goes up through the roof. You're obviously trying to push your budget too far, and Facebook hasn't found your direct audience. So you're going to lower your budget back down another 10% to that last point where you were profitable, and let Facebook run at that for a couple days until your ads start optimizing further. Because what your CPA is, your CPA equals cost per acquisition. This is basically cost per sale. Now, every day your CPA is not going to be the same. One day you might be at $20. The next day you might be at $25. Then after that you might be at $18, and it fluctuates. But over time, it does go lower, and Facebook does slowly start to optimize. So you're not just going to go back down by 10% and just let that ride forever, because that isn't your breaking point. You have to go back down to that point where it was profitable again and let it continue to optimize until your CPA goes down to a point that is extremely profitable, to where you slowly start bumping up 10% again. Now, through this, I'm not just doing this forever, because your ads will not live forever. You have to continue and testing. Now, through this entire process of while I was raising my budget 10% daily, I was testing new ads every single day. I was making ads literally daily, 2 ads a day about, and I was adding those to the same campaign. And through that, my cost per acquisition was getting lower by the day, and I started having ads even doing better than the ones that were working before, which eventually got my CPA to about the $13 mark, which, is really profitable at a $50 average order value. Now, I ended up scaling my budget to about $800 a day by the end of the 7-day period, which got me to about, I think in the last day I recorded was about $1,300 in sales. And throughout the entire 7-day period, I was about $1,200 in profit for 7 days. Now, since that, I recorded the last step of this challenge, which is going to be uploaded on my other YouTube channel in a couple of days. I ended up making about $3,000 profit since that point, and now I'm doing about $2,700 per day with the store, and I'm making about $700 to $800 profit per day. And that's strictly with the same product, the same strategy. I didn't change anything. All I did was continue testing ads. All I did was continue optimizing my budget and raising 10% daily, which now I'm at about $1,000 a day in spend. And I'm going to continue running this product up till I think it can do $3,000 to $4,000 a day, which would end up coming out to about $1 million a year in earnings for the store. And, realistically, I think I can generate about $200,000 to $300,000 in profit yearly from this brand, which now I got to the point where I'm starting to white label this. I ordered a bunch of bulk inventory because once you get to $1,000 a day consistently, that's proven enough to where you can start customizing, getting custom packaging, sending units to your 3PL. And now, since the last time I recorded that video, all of my customers are now getting their products within a 5-day period, which is much better than waiting weeks. And now I think I can scale the store to $1 million a year without any hassle, without any problems, because I'm shipping units in-house. Now, that was the entire baseline process of how I got this to $1,000 a day within 7 days. And I really believe that all of you guys watching this video can do the exact same thing, because if you focus on something and continue working on it and continue validating the right way, it works. And, to give you guys even more help with this and make sure you're finding the right products and, testing and validating the right way, besides just watching my videos, I want you guys to go in the description and book a call with me. And I want to create you a strategy session and a complete roadmap of what I would do in your specific situation to find a product and how to scale and how to get to $1,000 a day and make your first $10,000 in a month. And inside my program, if you guys decide this is something you want to do, I guarantee that you guys make $10,000 in a month. And if you don't do that within 3 months, I'm going to work with you for completely free until you do, and you're not going to pay me a dime. Now, like I said, if you guys want to do this for yourself and you're actually serious, I would really suggest booking a call with me. It is that first link in the description, but don't feel pressure to do anything. If you're just testing this out and you're just dipping your toes into the market, feel free to try this yourself and try to make something work. And, I'd be super happy to see you guys getting results with this. But I just want to throw that out there for those of you guys that, are serious and dedicated to this, and you realize that, okay, this is something you want to do, or you've tried this in the past and haven't seen results. I want to help you. And we have students every single day in my program getting that $1,000 a day mark, just like Brian, who's absolutely killing it after only being in the program for 2 days, or Miguel, who ended up doing $20,000 in a month after being here for a couple months now. And you guys can do this too. These are just ordinary people that decided they wanted to get into this business and were serious about getting results. And I was able to help them get there. And like I said, I'm not trying to guarantee you guys any financial results or become a dropshipping guru here and sell you guys on a course program. But realistically, I do think you guys can be successful with the right roadmap. And that's kind of why I built my program, was to give you guys a roadmap that actually works. And if you guys want to do that, feel free. But with that being said, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and hope this was able to give you guys a little bit of motivation and give you guys a little bit of information on how possible this really is in 2025, and hope you guys decide to start this business, and I hope more people start doing it because it's really underrated. And I want to go ahead and leave you guys off with that and let you think about it for a bit, but hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.